Perfect.
What's up, everyone? This is Bill. So today I'm going to do a video for you guys, and today we're going to talk a little bit more in detail about tuning. And what I'm going to show you today is how I'm using the Power Commander 5 with auto tune to build a tune for the pv3. So I'm going to show you how to use auto tune to make your adjustments, and then to send those adjustments over to the pv3. So your adjustments in fuel to get to a specific or desired air to fuel ratio, you'll be doing that with Power Commander 5 and then sending those fuel trims over to the pv3. So eventually what you'll have is a perfect tune on the pv3 that runs at the air to fuel ratios you want, and you wouldn't have to use Power Commander 5. So this is what we're doing is we're using Power Commander 5 and auto tune and wideband to build a master tune for the pv3. So to keep the bike running smoothly, it'll be running on that tune off the pv3. And then, obviously, I have Power Commander 5 and wideband set up on there, so it can make small adjustments when it needs to. Okay, so we're going to get this seat off. As you can see, we got the laptop set up here, and we'll get the seat off of Gromzilla here. And I will put links to the other videos in the description. How I show how to get the pv3, Power Commander 5, and wideband all to work on the Grom. And those links will be down in the description below the video. So what we'll do is we'll get the seat off of here. And on Gromzilla, this is a 2018 Grom SF, and I am running dynojet quickshift, which runs off of Power Commander 5. I'm using wideband 2 with auto tune. I'm using the Pod 300 display. I'm using the pv3, which is also mounted up here on the handlebars, and I'm also using the dynojet blackface air fuel ratio gauge. The bike, it does have two-step launch control, which is also running off Power Commander 5. I'm also running a temperature wire off the temperature sensor into Power Commander 5. I'm also running a speed wire off the speed sensor into Power Commander 5. Okay, so now Power Commander 5 has access to quite a bit of information on the bike, and then you have the Pod 300, which is also plugged into it, and that allows you to program the wideband, and you can do all kinds of tuning on the fly with the Pod 300. And then I have a few different tunes on the pv3 that I can also flash over to the bike on the fly. Okay, so depending on what fuel we're running, that kind of stuff. Right now it's running race fuel, it's running 110 race fuel. Okay, so we'll take a look. I'll put you guys, you're going to have a screen on the computer, and I will show you what we're going to be doing is we're going to be plugging into Power Commander 5 and getting the adjustments that the auto tune is made. We're going to need those adjustments, and we're going to save them, and then we are going to transfer those adjustments into the pv3. Okay, and then we will save that tune, and then we will flash it back over to the bike with the pv3. Okay, so that's what we're going to take a look at on the computer now. Open up, buddy. Okay, so we'll give that a second here. Oop, try to open twice. Okay, so we have our Power Commander 5 software open. You can see down there it says one device connected. You should not need to turn the bike on to do this. If it doesn't say it's connected, go ahead and turn the bike on. Now we should see two devices connected because of the wideband. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is If it didn't get the map already, which it probably did, if it didn't get it, hit get map. Make sure your fuel, if you do need to turn the bike on, make sure that your kill switch is in the run position. Okay? Okay, so now we can go get map, and obviously we got the map here. Now you can see these are the trims that it's made, and if you go look at fuel, you'll see 0 adjustments. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're not going to always zero this out. So all these fuel adjustments you see in here, we're always going to be zeroing that out when you're using Power Commander 5 with the pv3. Okay, so what you're looking at is, if you go to target air to fuel ratio, okay, this is my target air to fuel ratio. So at wide open throttle, the bike goes all the way down to 12.9, and at idle it's at 13.9. Okay, now if we go to trim, you can see here the adjustments that the bike's made. Okay, now I don't like to. These are the adjustments that the bike has made that Power Commander 5 is saying needs to be made to get to those desired air to fuel ratios. Okay, so I don't like to let it make changes in the idle area, simply because I've found that it stays idling a little better. I mean, it may have idled up. I haven't started the bike for a little while, so when we did start it, it was cold. It had to idle, and it made these adjustments. So what I'm going to do is from 2,000 RPM up in these first 2 columns right here. Okay, well, we'll go, this is 5% throttle. Yeah, these first 2 columns. So these columns right here at 2,000 RPM and up, I'm going to set those back to 0 in the trims. Okay? Now, all these other trims, I want to accept those and make them part of the pv3 tune that's going to the ECU. So what I'm going to do is, you're going to go to Map Tools, and you're going to go to Auto Tune Tables, and you're going to go to Accept All Trims. Okay, it'll apply these trims to Power Commander 5. Okay, so now when you go look at fuel, here's all the trims that we just made. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go to Save Map. Okay, and save the map and give it a name or whatever you like. Okay, so we're going to go to, I believe, Maps. No. Didn't mean to do that. Let's see. Just trying to remember where I had them saved. Okay, this one right here. Use with Beast Mode pv3 map only. So we're going to override this. So every time you do this, you're going to override the previous map. So this is a Power Commander 5 map, and I'm going to override this map right here. Okay? Use with Beast Mode 2 pv3 map only. 0 fuel value. Okay, so now we're going to go, whoop, we're going to save that. So we just overrided that. Okay, so now we're going to go in here and we're going to zero this back out. We have now saved these adjustments here only. Okay, so every time we override it, we're going to zero this out. Next time we do this, we will be saving the new changes only and overriding again. Okay, so now we're going to go highlight everything in here under fuel. Like you can grab and drag. So if you click on it, one of the top corner, now you can drag, and we're going to hit 0. We're going to hit enter. Okay, and then our trims should be zeroed out. Our target air to fuel ratio should still be there. Ignition, I have the ignition timing at 0. Okay, so now we're going to go to send map. So what we did is we just saved those trims. by using our map tools, auto tune tables, accept all trims. We accepted all trims except for in our idle ranges. And now we have overridden the old file name. So we saved the map onto the computer. And now we are zeroing all the fuel trims back out, and we're going to send map. So you're going to send that map back to the Power Commander 5. So now the Power Commander 5 has 0 adjustments in the fuel. Okay, so now it's starting over. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to override, or we're going to save those tables into our pv3 tune. And then another thing you can adjust is if you go to Power Commander Tools and you go to Configure, Feature Enables. Okay, this is where you adjust your auto tune section. So you can see auto tune is turned on, and then you can go over here to Configure, and then Max Enrichment, Max Enleanment. Those are the trims that it can make. It can only make up to 10% trims. Okay, so when you're first starting out, you could set this number to 25 or so, something like that. And then go ride the bike, let it make some adjustments, and when it starts making less adjustments, slowly start turning this down. So right now, my Power Commander 5 can only make 10% adjustments. It can't change the map dramatically. Okay, and then you can also, I have it set up so the bike needs to be at 90 degrees before auto tune starts working, so I know that it's not making adjustments when the bike is cold. And then it needs to be running for 40 seconds. Okay, so that just doesn't, so it doesn't affect it when it's first starting up. Okay, so 40 seconds of runtime, the bike needs to be at 90 degrees, so the bike needs to be warmed up, then auto tune can make adjustments. This will keep you from, if you have a cold start, something like that, you'll have all these crazy numbers up there in the idle ranges. This will make it so the bike needs to be warm before it can do any of those. Okay? So we didn't make any changes, just cancel off that. Okay, so now what we need to do is we need to exit off of Power Commander 5. We've already sent the new map to Power Commander 5. So we need to exit off of that. And now we need to open the dynojet power core. We're going to open up dynojet power core suite. Okay, and then you can download that for free on the dynojet's website. Okay, now you can go to C3 tuning software. Okay, and you're going to want the pv3 plugged in or a copy of the map you're using from the pv3 on your computer. Okay, so if the pv3 was plugged in, you'll open it as a thumb drive. So now we have our stuff loaded. So now you will scroll down to V3, which will be down here, and it'll say it'll be a thumb drive down here. Or like I did, I have a copy of it on the computer. So we'll go to desktop, pv3 mirror, and now we're going to use the tune that I'm using on the pv3 on the bike. So that is this one that says Gromzilla Beast Mode 2 PC5 wideband 2. Okay, I'm going to open that tune. This is very simple to do. You can do it over and over again. Let's see. Oh, we're using this stock file. Okay, it's going to open my map. Okay, so this is the Gromzilla Beast Mode map that I'm using. And again, Gromzilla runs an open loop. So you can see right here, master switch feedback fuel system is turned off. It runs an open loop, so my adjustments in the fuel are from 0 to 100%. We do not have a closed loop. Okay, so now you're going to go to Maps and import from Power Commander 5. It's going to be this button right here. We're going to click on that. Okay, now we're going to go find our Power Commander 5 map, which was, so you need to go to that. So I have Power Commander 5, Grom Maps, and right here, use with Beast Mode 2. So if you remember right, that was what we overrided. We're overriding this every time, so it only has very small adjustments in it no matter what, every time. Okay, so we're going to go to that one. and then we are going to, you'll see this window come up right here. It says insert cylinder 1. In 2, we want injector pulse width normal. Okay, that is our fuel trims. Why did the brightness turn down? Oh, battery mode. Okay. So we are going to go here. We're going to hit OK. Now it'll highlight and show us where it made adjustments. So you can see here, it made adjustments all over the place. That is what our Power Commander 5 made adjustments to. Okay, so now we're going to go back to Home. And now we're going to use the Save As feature right here. We're going to go to Save As. Now you're going to go back to your pv3 map that you're using, so whether that's in the pv3 or on the computer, and you're going to override that pv3 map. So every time you're just overriding the file, and then you're going to flash it back to the bike. So for this scenario, we're going to go here. We're going to go to pv3 demo use, video demo use only. Okay, and we're going to save it as PV Beast Mode 2. Okay, but you can simply click on the one that you were using and override it. And now we're going to go to Save. And we're going to hit OK. So now we know that map is the new map we're going to flash to the bike. Okay, once you save, it's going to reload the map. Okay, we're now done with this, so now we can exit off of here. We now have a map that we can use on the bike that has our trim tables from Power Commander 5 moved up to the PV3. Okay, so we can exit off of here. And we're done with this software, so now I'll show you what that looks like when we're going to flash the tune on the bike. Okay, so we'll go take a look at that. So here we are back at the bike. Now that you've saved your information coming from the Power Commander 5, and now that that is saved onto the computer, we've moved it over and transferred those numbers into the PV3 tune. So now we can come back. We've overridden the file that was on the PV3. Okay, so we'll try to get down here where the PV3 is. Okay, so now we get the PV3. So now we're just going to press the big button. We're going to go to Flash Tune. And we are going to flash over to the new tune. Okay. Gromzilla Beast Mode 2, PC5, and Wideband 2. Okay, that's the one that I'm looking at. Okay, let's see if I can adjust this camera a little bit. Okay, so now I'm on that Gromzilla Beast Mode 2. That's, or whatever tune, whatever you had it named as. Okay, we're going to hit OK, which is the big button, is always OK. Okay, and then you should see all your tune notes. Okay, and you're going to press Start, Flash ECU. Make sure your kill switch is in the run position. Flash ECU with selected tune. Okay, you should see that screen. Now we're going to hit OK. Now it's initializing. Okay, so every once in a while when I ride the bike, every once in a while I'll come back home and I'll plug it in to the Power Commander 5, see how much adjustments Power Commander 5's made. If Power Commander 5 looks like it's made a significant amount of adjustments, I will go in and I will save those and add them to my PV3 tune. So essentially what you're trying to do is get to where Power Commander 5 is no longer making any adjustments. That would be ideal. You know, obviously this system only works if you're using everything I'm using. I'm using Power Commander 5, the Wideband 2, and the PV3. So that is how my bike is set up. So I'm using the tools that I have to build a proper tune for the bike. And obviously piggyback system is not the best way to go. Just using the pv3 to flash a tune to the bike would be ideal. So that is why I'm doing what I'm doing. We're building a tune that the ECU is actually running on. And we're letting Power Commander 5 and wideband, we're letting that do the bare minimum. Okay, I'm still using those two systems because I want my air to fuel ratio gauge up here. And I also want to keep my two-step launch control and my quickshift. Now, dynojet is working on quickshift for pv3, and they are also working on wideband for pv3. Okay, and once those come out, I'll have some reviews on those as well. So, flash is successful. Turn key to reset. Okay. So we have now flashed the bike. We can confirm throttle is working on the gauge here. So let's fire it up. Okay, now remember what I said. The auto tune and everything is not going to come on until the bike's reached 90 degrees and it's ran for 40 seconds. Okay, so when you first fire it up, you're going to see things bounce around a little bit. But until it's at 90 degrees, I don't really worry about what everything else says. I want the bike to be warm. But you can see my air to fuel ratio gauge up here. It's starting to come up. It's now bouncing between 13.5 and 14. It'll slowly balance itself back out to 13.9. You also got to remember we zeroed those adjustments at idle out on the Power Commander 5. So if it truly did need to make those, it'll do it again. It'll make those again. But right now, auto-tune can't make any adjustments until the bike's at 90 degrees. So we're going to see what happens when the bike gets up to 90 degrees. You can see I have my the OPMID temperature gauge over here. So there it goes, bike's at 90 degrees. Auto-tune just kicked on. Air to fuel ratio, you can see right up here, is trying to stay right at 13.9 at idle, like what we had it set at. It comes right back, 13.9. Okay, so obviously it still needs to make some adjustments with the auto-tune. So maybe next time when it makes the adjustments in the auto tune up at idle, maybe we will send those over to the pv3. Because what we want to see is when we start the bike up that runs at 13.9 right off the gate without using auto tune. Okay, but so far this is the best running system that I've seen yet. I mean, I know obviously everybody's going to have their own opinion. Stay true to dynojet. These guys are very innovative and they're coming out with new stuff all the time. So, anyways, that's my video. You guys are using this same setup. That is how you are going to build a map for your pv3. Okay, if you got any questions, hit me up in the comment section. Look me up on Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. All my social media stuff is down below in the description below the video. Anyways, thanks you guys for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget, if you feel like subscribing and hitting the like button, that helps me out tremendously. If not, oh well, keep watching. Have a good day. See you guys in the next one. Peace.